there's a company called Mapillary, which is essentially a cloud based storage location and a piece of software that runs in a browser and runs on a cell phone that allows people to volunteer geographic referenced images at ground level and have them become part of this overall data set application, and it's a form of volunteer geographic information. You may be familiar with this type of information if you've ever used Google Street View and from either Google Earth or Google Maps, and grabbed this guy and dropped him on a street somewhere, and discover that by dropping that person on the street, and there's the shadow of the camera that's attached to the van that took these pictures. It's possible to access this georeferenced high quality imagery that's been collected by Google. And I just left. I'm going to go back into it again. It's possible to access this incredible data set, which clearly provides enough detail to identify places that are curbed, places that are not curbed, to identify to assess the quality of the pavement, to identify street signs, and to do a tree survey, to do a building survey, to get some characteristics of buildings. So a tremendous amount of information it can be extracted from these images because they are geographic and they are very detailed. It's just like you took the trouble to go out and scout these areas yourself, but the Google Street View allows you to view these images from anywhere that the van has been, inside of a browser, inside of an office, and travel really quickly. As I'm moving down this street quickly, perhaps looking for something in particular, and it's really quite a valuable source of information. Mapillary is a piece of software that allows someone to pretend that they are the Google Street View van and carry around a cell phone with a camera and take a continuous sequence of photographs as one rides around or walks around a particular area, and those photographs will be georeferenced automatically by the software based upon the geolocating service, the GPS built into the cell phone. And then when that whole sequence of images is downloaded along with its geographic information, it becomes a Street View-like application inside the Mapillary tool. I have a couple of examples of ones that I'm familiar with that I've done. The places where there's green lines on this local map are places where somebody has done a Mapillary image data set so far. Here out on the west side, we don't seem to have very many. There is one I did in Parma Town Park, and I'm going to use a hot link to get to that image. That imagery is in the corner here, so I can zoom in on that image and see the imagery that I took. And they're really very nice photographs, except for the thumb, that allow one to travel through this particular area, seeing new images as we go, images of street signs and trees and trail conditions, and this is a data set that has the same value and is equivalent to Google Street View. So this is volunteer geographic information. I used my camera and a bit of my time to volunteer this information, and I'm currently logged in, but I don't even have to be logged in order to access and use this information, or logged in as myself to see this information. It's available to anybody who wants to create a free account and visit this site. and see what information is there. So Mapillary is really quite the impressive and intriguing tool for volunteer geographic information, because it would be possible with this for somebody to walk a neighborhood, taking images all through a neighborhood, and then later go back and examine those images and capture the geographic information that's visible, such as all of the neighborhood trees, or drainage inlets, or pavement quality, or whether or not there's a curb, whether or not there's a sidewalk, etc. So Mapillary really is quite the impressive tool, and in the next video I'm going to show how Mapillary actually works hand in hand with OpenStreetMap to create a really good environment for volunteer geographic information that really just about anybody can contribute to, and anybody can take tremendous advantage of.